Hi, happy Saturday. It is Paper Doll Saturday, and it is time for the next doll. Hi, everyone. My name is Marylou, and this is Create Junk Journals with Marylou. So, we made this folio last week, and it's kind of, it's pretty, but it's kind of plain. So I want to decorate it up and do a little bit more to get it to be my style. So there's still lots of stuff that can be done on the pockets. I can put a little bit more here. And every week I want to do a little bit. So I'm not going to do a ton today. I just want to keep it a pretty simple project. So what I want to do is I want to add some lace along the pocket and probably on the spine because the spine needs a little reinforcing. What I want to use is I have a strip of coffee dyed cotton that I want to put over the spine first to kind of cover it and make it look a little bit nicer. I'm just going to open it like that, and I am going to put some glue on here. And I'm just going to put some glue right on the fold, just a tiny bit. I don't want a ton. And apparently I can't make a straight line if my life depended on it. So there we go. Thin strip of glue, and then I have the coffee dyed fabric that I just need to cut to a little shorter, so right about there. I'm just going to rip it because I want it to be somewhat frayed, not overly. And then I'm just laying this right on here, and it should fit from top to bottom, and it sure does not, because since when do I make things that would actually fit? But I'm just going to stretch it and make it fit because that's what I want. I want it to be pretty sturdy. There we go. There. That was easy. And then from under this, I want to have lace come out of it. So I have some of this, but this might not be wide enough. It might work. Let's just see. It will work, actually. It will work. Let's use that. And I'm going to do that for both sides, so I'll need a second strip the same length. And I'm trying to use as much of my vintage material as I possibly can for this this folio. This is a special side project, and I think it deserves all the attention that I can give it. So I'm just being nice and using as much of my vintage stuff that I have. And that's what's going to make it look really cool too, because who knows what I'm still going to find for vintage material. So then I'm just sticking the lace into the glue. There. And then I'm putting, another bead of glue, thin bead, right over top of that lace. And sticking it all down together. There. Pretty. So not every week is going to be like a crazy building week because, you know, I just don't have to. You can only build so many pieces of furniture for her, so I am just adding little bits and pieces here and there to the folio to keep it interesting, and at some point we'll have a beautiful decorated and designed folio. Okay, just wanting the glue to work a little faster than what it is. Okay, whoops. I have glue on my fingers and it's sticking to everything. So, okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right over here, over top of that strip of lace. And I will stick this back in there, just like that, so that the lace kind of just peeks out underneath. There. Then I want some ribbon. I have this. And I'm not sure if I can use that. It would be really cool, but I think this would look really cool on the bottom pocket here. How cool would that be? So I'm just putting a bead of glue right there, right along, and then I'm sticking this trim right there. Beautiful. I want like a piece of ribbon or something that can go right along here, and then yeah, I think that's what I want, but I don't know where or what or how or what I want to use. I am just not sure. I found my ribbon. I found the best ribbon. This is the perfect size. It is thin, and that will work very nicely. So I'm going to cut a piece right there, and then I'll cut a second piece. So it's just a cream little satin ribbon. Okay. And what I want to do is I'm going to grab my inker, and I have walnut stain on here, and I'm just going to make it just a little darker and hopefully a little blotchy, because I just don't want it to be as pretty as what it is right now. There. Then I can put the glue on here. Trying to get it as straight as I can. That wasn't too bad. And then I'll just lay this dirtied up piece of ribbon right in there. Just like that. Oh yeah, that's doing the trick. I want to do it little by little. I don't want to go all out and have it all decorated and then we don't have a doll. Are you excited? Are you excited for the doll? This week, I guess I was in a fancy mode, so this is what I have come up with. I decided on a ball gown and a shawl and gloves, and it is a full 50s outfit. I think it is lovely, so let's go build her. So for this doll, it is the same idea. She will be available for free for a week until May 8th, and then on May 9th there will be a new doll. So I want to ink around her, but I don't want to ink around her with a dark ink because I don't want to ink around her with a dark ink. I want to do a very pale inking. I want the white edges to be gone, but I don't want to take away anything from the doll. So what I'm going to use is antique linen today. And I'm just going to grab my new dome and ink it up, and I will just ink around her and give her just a bit of a shadow, but it also covers up some of the not so neat pieces that I have cut. I am not the world's best fussy cutter, so I am just cutting it, and there is going to be white lines, and I want those white lines to be gone. So by inking it, I am kind of making that all go away, and all these little white edges are also going away when I ink around it. I cut the feet loose today. The reason that I did that is for the shoes. I think it is going to work. I have no idea if it will, but we're going to try it. There we go. And the hair tendrils are the most difficult to cut. I don't know what I was thinking, but I do love her a lot. And I just love playing with her and giving her new outfits. If you are using the tabs, of course, you don't have to cut the doll every single time. You can just go with one doll and the tabs, and then you're not gluing it down. I am, however, gluing it down. I am turning this into a full doll set. So first things first, I'm going to put the little tag into the journal, or into the pocket right there. There we go. Poof, gone. And then I am going to put the gown on her. So as I've said, I glue everything down, but I want to show you that the pieces all work if you are wanting to use them as with the tabs. So right there, just goes there, and then you tuck the arms over top, tuck that behind, tuck that behind, and as long as she's sitting straight, there's no problem. There we go. So there she is. Everything just tucks neatly around her. So for me, I am going to take the tabs away. I am just going to cut them off like that. And right up here, there's all the pleats, so it takes a moment to fussy cut that neatly. And I really think that the paper dolls are an exercise in fussy cutting. So, fussy cutting is not the favorite thing for me to do. But I do love, you guys, like, I know it's bad to say that you love your own work. I am loving this. I am having so much fun doing the designing and you know, picking which outfit I want to do, and yeah. Okay, I'm going to take my fast grab tacky glue and I'm going to put glue on the bodice because that I know is going to be right. And then I'm going to put glue straight onto the doll itself, just on her slip. And I was able to use the long slip this time. Because it's a long gown. And stick your fingers right in the center of the glue. Why don't you do that? That sounds like a great plan. Okay. Sheesh. Okay, so then I'm just going to stick her on here. Put her arms to the front. And then, ta-da, there she is. So I left her feet loose. Mostly because that's exactly what I want. And then I'm going to take the gloves. Did you see me do that? I'm trying to pick up the gloves that are right here. And the gloves as well. You can put them on here and just fold this back. And you may have to adjust the tabs a little bit because they might be just slightly too big, but it's easier to cut them smaller than it is to make them bigger. Whoops, there we go. There we go. Just like that. They fit right on there. But again, I am taking the tabs off. And inking those little pieces up. And then grabbing my glue. I really hope you guys are loving this as much as I am. I look forward to this project all week. It is so much fun. Yeah, I just laid it right into the dress. Okay, so then I'm just lining that up right with her fingers and her arm and sticking it right on there. That's one. And then where did the other one go? Right there. So then I am taking the second one and just inking the edges, grabbing my glue and putting a little glue on there. And then this can be lined up right onto that hand. And everything just kind of fits together just perfectly. There we go. So I have some bling, and I'm going to find a little this is a silicone brush, and I'm just going to dip that in some glue so I can easily pick up the bling pieces and stick them where I want them. Let's put the shoes on her before we do anything else. So you can see the feet. Now you can put the shoes, like they don't really fit just like that. So I'm going to grab a little knife, a little pen knife that I have, and I'm going to open up the shoes right here. Now you can cut the whole shoe off, of course, You don't have to do it like this. Right, like you can cut right along here and then stick the toes onto the feet, and away you go. So I'm just going to open this up. I think it's there. Yeah. That one is opened. And that one is opened. And then let's see if I can get them onto her feet, if they will slide right on there. They should. I may have to open it a little bit more. I may have to just open it like this. Just like that. Grabbing my scissors just to make sure that it is open. The knives aren't always that easy to get to cooperate. There we go. There. Now I'm just going to ink that little edge right there. There. And I'm going to slide her feet right into the shoes. You don't have to put the shoes on. It's just that extra fiddly element, right? There we go. Okay, come on. 1 foot and 2 foot. If it doesn't work, I'm just going to cut it open, and it sure does not work. It sure does not. Okay, I am just going to cut this right off. It was worth the try. I'm going to cut it right off. And then I am just going to put glue on them and stick them to the toes. Where'd my glue go? Right here. So I'm going to put glue on the toes actually, and then put the shoes on there. I think that will be a little easier. Okay. I was hoping that I could just slide them over. That is my goal. I will figure out how to do that. But it might not work for this one. There we go. Now she has shoes, pretty shoes. Okay. So now let's grab some bling and let's bling her up, because I'm not ready for the stole yet. So I'm just going to put a whole bunch of these, and these are nail decorations. They're crystal nail decorations. How pretty is that? There we go. And then it can fit straight on her head. It kind of does 2 little end pieces, just kind of float right over her hair to where the curls end. Right. Of course, it's going to tell me that I'm lying, and I wasn't. I actually tested this a few times. There we go. So I'm right away going to put glue behind there so that it's not going to come loose anymore. So I'll put glue on the tiara. And a little bit right there. And I'm just going to slide it back onto her head it did exactly what I was wanting it to do the second time around. Of course it did. When it matters, it works. There we go. And now I want to decorate her up a little bit. So I'm putting a little bit of glue on my plate here. And I can put the glue away. And then I am just going to pick up, I'm going to put a little glue on here as well. I may use my paintbrush to do that. It's a silicone paintbrush and it's absolutely lovely. So I'm just going to put some glue right on the edges where I want to put the big stones. And then it's getting a big stone right there in the center. And then I'm picking up, this is this is the big stone, and even those are itty bitty. Sticking it right there. I don't know if you can see that. And then I'm going to pick up those itty bitty ones here, and I'm sticking them into the glue that I've already put there. Now you can do this with glossy accents too. You can just give it a little dab of glossy accent, and it'll sparkle the night away. I just happen to have these, so I thought, I may as well use them. There's no glue. The glue kind of dried up. There we go. One right there. I was kind of brushing them through the glue to give them that little bit of glue on the back. And that is so pretty. So I can even give her a necklace. Let's see if I can figure that out. So I'm taking one of the bigger ones again. And putting it right there in the center of her throat. And these are Austrian crystals, so they sparkle a mile away. These are not. These are just, simple nail decorations. So I'm just going to take a teeny tiny bit of glue right like that. And then I can pick the crystals, these little crystals up and stick them into the glue. Whoa, that one really wanted to go. I was like, put me in, coach. Oh, yes, it is working. Doesn't want to come off my brush. There it is. Oh, there's no more glue. Shoosh. Why not? And I think the sparkle just went into my glue. Well, that doesn't help me very much now, does it? I'm just carefully trying to pick them up, because if I have to pick them up with my fingers, then it's going to be a huge mess. There we go. Once the glue dries, it'll be all good. So she has a pretty necklace and her tiara is all sparkly. And I think I want to put a couple on her bracelet as well. So I'm just going to do that. Take all the bits of dried glue off of the silicone brush. And then let's pick up another one. We'll put it there. One there. And I have two here. I only want one. Just need the one. One right there. I just need three. There we go. She is sparkling to the world. So we have her stole, and the stole is going to go around her shoulders. You actually don't need the tabs on there. You can, because then you can kind of situate it exactly how you want it. But you will need to cut out right here, right along the shoulder line. You don't have to cut all the way. You just need to cut a little bit into it, like that. And then this can fall right behind her shoulders and come around. Just like that. And I think that is the most practical thing. However, I want to take it a little bit further. So I'm going to take the tabs off because they're useless. And I think they may no longer be on the design when it is ready, when you find it. Because they're not needed. And I'm just going to ink around those pieces. So I want to take it a little bit further, and I have a tulle ribbon, and I want to make my own stole for her. So I'm kind of measuring out how much I'm going to need. Probably about a piece this big. And I'm just going to cut it off. And I'm going to make sure this side is straight too, because I've been messing around with it. And I think I want to cut this edge off because I don't really need it, so I'm just going to cut it straight along the edge. And then I want to gather this like that so that it can go behind her shoulders, like so, and then come around and I will stick it to the back, just like that. I think that looks so much nicer than just that piece of paper, even though like the piece of paper is perfect, like there's nothing wrong with it, but I want to have it just that one little elevation. So I'm going to take a little piece of thread and I don't think I need to sew it. Well, if I make a pleat right in the center, then it will definitely stick and it won't get hard. Grabbing my needle. And I'm going to grab some thread. This is beige thread. I don't want to do that. That is too beigey. I want some white. And I know there's white. There should be white in here. Yeah, right here. Just a little bit of white. Ow! Haven't even started sewing yet and I'm already poking myself. There we go. And then I'm just going to gather it. So I'm going to fold it in half because I want to make sure that I have it semi-level and semi put together. Okay, just like that. Put that through there and tie it off. And then I'm just going to do a quick running stitch all the way across. There we go. I'm just going to tie a knot with the start string, and then it'll really be attached. It's not going to come loose anytime soon. There we go. So it's got that off. And then, do I need to do that on the edge, on the ends too? Because then you get a bit of a natural, I don't think so. I think I can just gather it like that and then glue it down. Okay, so I'm going to put this behind her head and glue it down. So I'm going to put some 3-in-1 glue right behind her shoulders, right there. And I'm picking a pretty big patch because I want to make sure that it is attached and that it is not going to come loose. So I'm just sticking it down like that and holding it down for a moment. Just making sure it gets a moment to dry. And then I'm going to fold this, kind of grab it into my hand like that so that it is gathered. And I'm going to go around her arm to the back. And then right here in the back, I am going to glue it down again. I may have to grab some tape to tape it down, but I don't think it needs it. I think the glue will hold it. And then I'll do the same thing right here. So I'm going to go around. Her arm, gathering it, and put it behind and pull it behind her back. There. And there we go. So it is the exact same idea as the paper stole, but oh my goodness, this is just the next level, right? It is super pretty. And you can, like, I am going to glue it down just a little bit more so that it is flat on the bottom. Actually, you know what? I'm going to grab some tape. I'm going to grab my paper tape, if I can find it. I have my medical grade paper tape. I'm just going to take a piece of that. It will be it will stick it down really well. Right there. And that way it's going to be a little flatter than what it will be if I don't do that. And I can just take this piece off and stick it right there. I am not too concerned what the back looks like. Right here I need some as well, just to stick this all down neatly, and I can cut the tape off so that it's not visible anymore. But at least now it's not going anywhere. So that is taking a paper doll to the next level. I love her. I think she is beautiful. And she can go, where did I put my... So she can even be a decoration right on the front, right? Like, how pretty is that? It's going to take a little bit to get her to sit down, but the tulle is giving her the extra dimension and make it less papery, I guess. Is that the right word? For today, she's just going to go into the other side here, and she's going to keep her sister company. So there we go. We have the two paper dolls, and they are absolutely adorable. I love them. And apparently you guys love them as well. So there we go. She is going right in there. And she fits right under there. And this just closes up like that. She goes back in her spot, just like that. And we close it up, and there we go. They've been put away for the week. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you love this paper doll just as much as I do. I think this is probably the most regal one. All the other ones that I am building are not going to be as fancy or dressy as this. I want to go a little bit more casual, and I'm trying to stay true to the 1950s. So here and there you'll see some fancy pieces come in, but for the most part I just want to keep it fun and really have the 50s represented. I am going to move on to different eras as well, so that is going to be part of the project. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, I am definitely open to them. I am not going to promise that I am going to make it right away, but I am open to suggestions and I'm open to requests. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget that she is available in my coffee shop for just 1 week. After that, she will become available along with her, but they will no longer be free. So if you don't get her this week, then she is going to come at a price, but then she'll also have some extra accessories with her. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you again either on Monday or next Saturday. Have a lovely day. Bye.